Welcome to another demonstration of StraytWay. Today we're going to start from a dark cockpit. We're going to do a full taxiing and then flight, and then taxiing again with using StraytWay. StraytWay is a navigation app I wrote myself, originally for hiking and cycling, but I tweaked it a bit so it can be used in in a navigational setting. And I wrote a little code that links it with the Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I can demonstrate how it would work in a real airplane. Today we're of course not in a real airplane, but anyway, here we are. This is StraytWay, and to have our current position, just click on the button, little ball, and then the plus to zoom in. Hold on. So where are we? We are in Sion, which is in the Swiss Alps, the French-speaking part, if I'm not mistaken, because here is the like Le Mans, and there is Geneva, and there is Montreux, where Smoke on the Water was written. By the way, we're gonna do a little pattern in Sion Valley, so we're gonna take off and fly. So we're here at Sion Airport, and we're gonna take off from runway. Let's get rid of the noise. 07, and then a pattern in the valley, and land back on 07. So that's all. And to do that, the only thing we need to do is first get the altitude. Of course, you could get the elevation of the runway. You can do that by using StraytWay, because this map has elevation lines, and this is the runway, and you see those lines. Well, one of them has a number on it, 480, so 480 meters elevation. And make a mental note of that. And then we go to our runway where we're gonna take off. Perhaps change maps to the general purpose map. So this is runway 07. That means that this will be the inactive threshold. Put your crosshairs on there. Put a marker on it and add it to the StraytWay route. Then go to the other threshold. This will be the active one, so it's important that you add it marker and then add it as the second waypoint. It's important that it's the last waypoint, the active threshold of your entire route. But in this case, so there's only 2 points in it, the 2 thresholds, and that kind of identifies the runway together with the elevation in StraytWay. That's all it's gonna need. So we're gonna enter that into the navigation screen. This navigation screen, make sure we're at the last waypoint. So we are at number 2, which is fine. And then make sure this is activated, because that activates the CDI needle. And then the last thing that needs to be activated is the reciprocal button. So when it has this magenta square, then you have the reciprocal, which now indicates 72, which is the true north course of the runway we're gonna take off and land on. And once those 3 conditions are fulfilled, you can click the little airplane has appeared, and click on it, and now you get the VFR approach calculator. And we only need to enter 2 things in there. That's first our runway elevation. We just figured that out. That's 480 meters, which is great because this has to be entered in meters. The maps in StraytWay are in meters, so 480 meters. And then our parent altitude. Well, if you've watched the other videos, there are kind of 2 moduses, modi in StraytWay. That's descent modus and the approach modus. And descent modus is when you descend from from your cruising altitude, like 30,000 feet or 20,000 feet, whatever, to pattern altitude, then you're in a descent modus, and as soon as you arrive at pattern altitude or go below it, then you're in approach modus, and StraytWay switches automatically between the two of them. But this today, we want to continue to be in approach mode because we want to see our glide slope at any time. So what we're going to do, we're going to put in a kind of virtual pattern altitude, the maximum possible. It's 999. You can enter 4 digits and just press calculate. And now you have the elevation, so that's 480 of the runway, but now in feet, 1574. And the pattern altitude, we're never going to fly that high. Our pattern altitude will be 5,000. Okay, that's it. So we're going to start up the citation. We're going to do that as fast as possible. Our brake sets. And this, of course, has nothing to do with StraytWay. Just running through that checklist. Avionics right ahead, full battery. Yep, we are not gonna need the FMS. Just wait for StraytWay to put on our taxi lights. Beacon, and yeah. Start the engines right away. Left. Yeah. And right. Apparently you can start them at the same time. Perhaps in a real Cessna I wouldn't do that, because now it already uses it probably works. Because now you're asking for 2 engine startup with the same battery. But anyway, emergency lights, and I think it's not the purpose of this demonstration to show how to fly a Cessna citation, and looks like it works. Gonna enter taxi lights on. Well, everything looks good. Before we forget, so we are here now. We're gonna put a marker where we are now. So just click on the button on top, add a marker, and now we've entered the marker like we've entered a marker on the runway, and then we know where we have to park when we get back. Exactly the same spot. Good. Our altitude 5,000, the barometer is 1013. I checked that already, so that's good. And we don't need anything else. So we're gonna take off from runway 07. That means we have to take just get on Sierra, taxiway Sierra, and go all the way to the end. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, we're good. It's a stationary turn, almost. There are the Alps, beautiful. Watch his turn on the StraytWay. Just get on the on Sierra here. This is Sierra, forcibly. So there we are. Taxiing on Sierra. almost at the end of the runway. There we are. There's no ATC today, just the idea is to show. So we're gonna. Oh, we're not gonna need that big one. That's when you're a really big airplane, so we can take this one. Flaps 15. Pitot heat activated. Yep. And our trim. See if our trim is okay. For takeoff. Yep, there we are. Switching to the navigation screen of StraytWay. Right, so we're gonna fly, stick to the south side of the valley, and then cross the valley, come back, and kind of figure eight, but you'll see. Brakes release, and takeoff power. Rotating at 110. And rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. We're gonna keep our flaps at 15 all the time because we're doing pattern work and already turning to the south side of the yeah. There we are. So we're gonna stick as much as possible to the south side and then cross over as soon as we've reached our cruise altitude. There we are. Speed is good, low flap speed. Watch your StraytWay.
Altitude.
Well, there's no much. Okay, altitude, hold on. We're flying manually today, so try and stick to what we set ourselves out to do. And there is our pattern altitude. There you go, approximately. We're probably gonna deviate from that because we're gonna explain StraytWay. But why don't we hook that face here? And we can already start initiate our turn. You've got yeah, room on the left, so there we go. I will drop to our pattern altitude again. That was almost over flap speed. There's no auto throttle on the citation. . 5,000 should get us over all that stuff. It's VFR today, of course. And the yellow arrow points to our thresholds. So we're almost going straight to the runway now. Leveling out. 55 power is a good descending under our altitude. It's altitude bus day. So we're flying almost straight to the runway, and there it is indeed. So the yellow arrow points to the, so we're almost going straight to the runway, and keep an eye on the magenta needle, and when it's in the center, we're crossing the center line of the runway. It's as simple as that. And that's the result of us putting those two markers, two dots, and that's all we needed to do. So there's the runway. And you'll see when we cross over, then the magenta line should be centered. Don't watch the blue stuff yet, the descent rate. We're flying away from the threshold, so. There it is. Well, can't see our altitude when we're flying like this, so I'm gonna. We're still pretty stable. Good. And we are crossing the center line of the runway. Watch it. StraytWay. There we are. Approach TS means too steep. So above 10 degrees, it won't give a descent rate anymore. It will give the glide slope, but it doesn't make sense to put in a descent rate. And so, of course, StraytWay has a lovely map. Is a map, uses maps that are very accurate. We're gonna hug that side of the mountain, and that should be it's a ski resort, this place with the ski lifts. It's called Haut non Das. Let's hug that mountainside. We're at 5,000 feet. And say hello to them. Yeah, there should be a ski slope, a ski lift departing from that village. Let's make sure we're not hitting a mountain. That's really nice. Get our belly camera. And let's hug those mountains. And these people won't expect us as a citation flying past it. How many? Hi. Hi there. Have a nice skiing day. Right. Let's get back to our navigation screen. We are at 7.5 descent rate, so if we turn back now to the threshold, and we're still good at 5,000, we need to descend at 7, which is still too much. So as soon as it has dropped to 3, yeah, we should start considering turning around to the other side of the valley and start our approach. For now, we keep hugging for a cinematic effect. We keep hugging those slopes. Yeah, the clicking you hear, it's me trimming the plane, like all the time, because we're not flying on autopilot. And yeah, the terrain data. That's the only thing we're using. But wow, that's a nice shot. Yeah, that's close. No danger there. Keep hugging the south side. Like all the way. That's too steep to ski. And we're at 3 now, 3.1. Let us turn at 2.5, so that we are already at a intercept altitude. And this is gonna be the last, and then we'll turn into that valley, which goes to all the way to up to Montreux, if you remember the map at the beginning. So we'll start making that turn right now. Because we are at 2.6 and making our turn. And it wouldn't harm if we start dropping in this turn, because we have to drop anyway. I'm gonna make that bridge. Perhaps keep up okay, so StraytWay says 2.3. If we kind of level off here, or again, just keep, well, still at 5,000, so that's fine. Speed is good. 2.5, at 3 we'll start descending. It's as simple as that. So we'll keep our altitude. This is kind of our interception altitude for the glide slope. And perhaps we catch the center line before we start descending, but I doubt it, because we are still 2.3 nautical miles in right angles from the center line of the runway. So we'll keep hugging the north side now. There we are. 3 degrees. We start descending. And get away from the mountainside, of course. So we should start descending at 900 feet. So we're gonna approximate that in our Cessna. We're descending a bit too slow. So I'm reducing power now. And gear out. .4. Should be at 1,000 1,000-ish. So we're fine. Should have brought my sunglasses. P.1. And we're gonna go full flaps. P.2. Which is fine. $700 feet, 800 feet. Match. Speed is good, almost green dot. Like to keep some reserve there. We're descending too fast, so I'm adding power. There we are. 3 degrees. Right on the money. Glide 600. Oh, we should be at 600. Perfect. Hope they have the glue wine ready. At Sion Airport Bar, 700, 600. Yep. Right on the money. StraytWay is a bit too low. We're dropping below 3, so I'm adding a bit more power. Reducing it a bit once more.
500.
That's the land. That's really bright. Gonna end up snowblind. Perfect. And cut. Speed brakes. There's no auto thrust on the reverse thrust on the citation. Flaps up. There we are. Welcome again to Sion. And let's take the first turn. The sun is really there we are. In all that excitement, I forgot to put on the landing lights. But again, it's a bright day, and it's not a flight instruction video. So we're gonna go to exactly the same spots where we departed from, and that's... So if you zoom in, and there it is. So remember, we put a marker there. Just go select a marker, like so, and put your target. And now it points, and you can even change the units, like change it to yards. We're in Europe, so I'm gonna change it to meters. Hold on. Change it to meters. Now we should have meters, yeah. It says 664 meters. And now our speed, of course, is in kilometers per hour, no longer in knots. And you can also choose imperial, then it would have been miles per hour. But as said, we're in Europe. Watch the yellow arrow. Of course, we could recognize those buildings where we were. And the yellow arrow starts turning to the left. It's still 250 meters. There's a bit of delay. And you hear the chime that says that's StraytWay telling us we're approaching our target. Must have been... Oh, we're almost there, so... Ah, this is where we must have left. If you look at the map. There we are, a bit further. And approximately. In real life, of course, that would be a number, but that's not... Oh, is that a parking? That's a parking place. Yeah, it's probably this where we came from. Perfect. No, we're a bit off. Okay, but we're in the neighborhood, and that's what counts. So, same spot as where we left. We've done a little pattern in the mountains using StraytWay, so it's important we really use that glide slope feature of StraytWay to get us safely back. And hope to see you next time for another demonstration of StraytWay. Bye-bye.